consistency comes achievement.
Tell me you ain't had no kind of feeling something wasn't going on. Something done told you something, but you trying to push it back. All about that's what the whole
that wasn't met.
Yeah. Oh no, baby, you gained too much weight, you know. So, you know, lie to me, you know. So, yeah, you know, so, yeah. So, you know, so at the same time.
Welcome to our show, Real Talk. My name is Amina. I'm your host today. Latoya Moultrie Carter.
How you doing?
And this is Amina Shabazz here. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today's discussion is going to be 3 topics. The first one is it ever okay to lie? We're going to go with that. Think about that. Is it ever okay to lie? What you think?
I think in certain circumstances, I think it is. It all depends on what are you lying about. If you're basically lying to spare someone's feelings, I think it's okay. So they won't get hurt. It just all depends who that person is and who exactly that you're lying to. If you're saying you're lying to your parents, or actually if you're lying to your spouse or something like that, it all depends on who the person is that you're lying to.
That's interesting. Latoya.
I think that it depends on the situation. Like if 2 friends were fighting and have been friends for a long time, and you being the middleman trying to reconcile them, you know, and you told a lie and said, she said that, I'm sorry, or whatever, I think in that situation it's permissible.
Yeah.
You know, because you're trying to reconcile and trying to get 2 people back together to be friends, or even a husband and wife.
Yeah.
I think so on those terms it's permissible.
You know, I'm in agreement with that because really, basically, I thought it was going to be, no, you never lie, because to me, there's a time and a place for everything. It depends on the situation. Like, say, for instance, death or something like that, you would try to ease that person first before you just flat out tell them what's going on. So I think the question, is it ever okay to lie? I would say yes, that it is. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
It depends
Yeah.
on the situation.
Like, say for instance, to me, is it ever okay for you to lie, far as in relationship wise? Oh no, baby, you gained too much weight, you know. So, you know, lie to me, you know. So yeah, you know. So yeah. So, you know. So at the same time, I think in certain occasions, yes. But far as in different occasions, as in kids, you took my car or something. No, don't lie to me. Tell me the straight, because it's going to come out regardless. So everything is always going to come out. What's in the dark is going to come out in the light. So it depends on what the situation is, like you said earlier, of basically if it's ever a case to lie, because it's going to always come out. I always tell my children, don't lie to me. Yes. So, you know, tell me and let me deal with the consequences when it comes to it, you know. So at the same time, it just all depends on who the person is and what is it that they're actually lying. Like we tell our kids, don't lie to us, right? And then at the same time, you turn around and say, oh, okay, husband, okay, lie to me to spare my feelings, you know. So it's like different occasions. Yeah. So like, how would you basically figure that out to be like, so, you know, like it's okay to lie sometimes, but what would be, what would actually be the cutoff line? Yeah. Like how we try to tell our kids, don't lie to me, tell me the truth, let me deal with the situation when the time comes or whatever. So how will we actually just say when it is
really
okay to lie?
And that's to spare somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
Or to reconcile a group of people, or to, you know, well, how I look, baby? Do I look all right? Yeah, you look beautiful.
Yeah.
And what if you ask your kids that? What you expect them to say? Oh, Mom, you cool.
Yeah.
So that's where the line drops. Yeah. Okay, after that, then.
Yeah. What about the situation as far as in job-wise? Would you lie to your boss? You
And
know,
then
so
like
it's
you
in
said, so
different,
them
yeah.
finding out,
Yeah.
and then,
It's a
whatever,
different-
and finding out, and then what, you getting fired? Is it really worth it?
Yeah.
When you really
When
think
you
about
really,
it.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
Is it really worth it? I guess that's the main thing. You think,
You
is
have to
this
weigh it
really,
out.
is it really worth me sparing this person? Because don't spare me if I'm looking like a clown. Tell me,
Yeah.
honey, you need to go in there and change. No, baby, that ain't cool. What you mean it ain't cool? It ain't cool, mama, gone. You need to do something, you know? You know, sometimes
The truth is the best thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But then too, it weighs.
Yeah.
It just all depends on that person. And then the situation. Now, like if we getting ready to go somewhere, I'm thinking I'm looking fine as wine,
Oh,
and y'all
tell
know
me.
doggone way
Let
I'm
me
looking like
know.
a clown. You better not let me walk out this house looking like that, you know. Even though you might want to spare my feelings. But in the long run, it's not going to spare my feelings because I'm going to be out there and I'm going to be embarrassed thinking that I was looking all right, but really y'all know that I wasn't. I had stuff all up here, stuff all down. Y'all know y'all ain't right, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Skirt
yeah,
in your pantyhose, got the panties showing. So you know, it's different ways you could actually. But the truth is always better.
Yeah.
You know, I really agree. The truth is always better because it's like I said earlier, what's in the dark's gonna always come to the light.
Yeah.
So whether it's work-wise, personal-wise, husband, you know, just anything, the truth is always better.
Yes.
So
yeah, I think the truth is always better. But the truth is not called for at
All.
the full truth. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You don't have to lie, but the truth is not called for so forcefully at all times.
yeah,
So that would be what I would say. You know, like for example, the death and everything, like we said about that, and even for example, even with me, with the dress part, I'm looking tacky. You don't want to hurt my feelings, but you say, well, Mom, you can be tactful with you don't get tactless with your answer to the question, and you can lie, but then you can lie, but don't be lying.
Yeah.
It's like telling half the truth, not really hurting you, but then making you look at the situation and making you decide like, well, yeah, maybe so. Maybe they ain't looking right in their face talking about I'm looking good. They know doggone well.
or
You know,
laughing or something.
Yeah, you know,
you look good, baby. You know, so yeah.
So it just depends. It depends.
On the situation.
Yeah, on the situation. Spare someone's feelings, far as and keep the peace.
Yes.
I want to keep the peace, so I'm gonna go ahead and just lie for this little bit of time. But you know, we're all
I
humble.
think lies, that's kind of a very harsh
It
sounding
is.
word.
It,
you know?
yeah.
The truth is not called for fully at all times. I think it's a better, but it still means the same thing, but it's a little softer.
So
It's a little
basically
softer.
bend it a little bit. It's all good.
Okay, the next one is, what would you do if your mate refused to go for counseling after that fool done cheated on you?
Oh, wow.
Or either or.
Or
Whether
either or.
it's a female or a man, because females cheat too.
So let's go with Miss Daniels here.
What would I do if he refuses to go to counseling? I would think basically he would want to work on the relationship. Any person will actually feel that they hurt me or did something to me and you say you love me, you need to prove to me so I can get that trust back, because once trust is gone, it's actually very, very hard for that individual, whether a female or a male, to get back. So for you to refuse to go to counseling, that basically states to me that you don't want to work on our relationship. Our relationship is nothing. Whether it's how many years or, we've been together, our relationship should be more to you to be able to work it out. And that would really hurt me to basically feel that you refusing it.
That's very interesting. Latoya, what do you think about that?
I agree with what she's saying. At the same time, a lot of people don't like people in their business.
That's true.
A lot of people, and if they could get counseling from a family member or someone who's close to them who won't judge them, then they'll be more maybe willing to go for counseling.
Yeah.
But I feel that if you don't want to go to counseling, and if there's no other options, then you're basically saying that you don't want this relationship
yeah.
to work anymore.
Exactly.
And the next thing for me to do is to pack my bags and leave.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
I mean, what more do you need to see that this person is through? You know, if you don't want to try to work on whether you guys have spent 2 years together, 6 months, 17 years, 15. I mean, if you're not willing to work on it, then you guys have a big problem.
Yeah, big problem.
Well, you know, I really don't agree with you guys on that. I was kind of looking at this like, what if you refuse to go to counseling from cheating on you? Or say like he went one time and then he didn't go back again. So it's like both of you guys are going to counseling. Okay, for me, because I've been around here a little bit longer than y'all, that wouldn't affect me, because to me, I would continue to go for counseling because it's something within me that's done brought this cheater to me in the first place.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I need to find out what's going on with me,
Yeah.
and then to, you know, get it cleaned up.
Yes.
And then it maybe by me continuing to go, that he might fall on in line. But whether he went or not, I would go.
Yeah.
For myself to find out what's going on with me. It wouldn't really matter to me.
So basically you're saying that you're trying to see why are you drawing these types of people in
Yes.
your life who hurt you.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense.
If it's, to me, if it's a continuous thing, a lot of
Then you're
people,
allowing
yeah,
it.
it's a continuous thing. So you would look and see, oh wow, it must be deep inside me. Maybe I'm the one that's attracting these guys to me. So then I understand that. But I'm saying, far as in, say you've been in a relationship ever since high school and y'all been together for 20 something years, and you find out he has a 10-year-old baby or whatever the case may be. So you can't really say, why am I drawing these men to me, because you only had one man.
Oh,
So
I see.
basically it's like different issues of it. Oh, you've been with this person for 25 years or whatever, 22 years, well, however many years, but that's your only person you ever been with.
Yes.
So you can't really say, how am I drawing this person to me? I'm doing this and that to, you know.
Or maybe you can say, let's see how I put this. Why am I allowing this to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
You
it's a
know,
two-way
because
street.
It is, I agree. Like, why am I allowing this to happen to me? Why am I accepting this? You know what I mean? I don't have to accept this. There's boundaries, and you just went past it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, so that goes back to
So
that
it goes
counseling.
back to that individual.
Yeah.
You know?
You need counseling, because if you're allowing this stuff to happen to you for 20-some years, and don't tell me you ain't had no kind of feeling, something wasn't
Inclination or
going on,
nothing,
something
right?
done told you something, but you trying to push it back.
Well, that
You
goes
know.
to denial.
Yeah.
Denying the whole situation, not wanting to face it or not wanting to deal with it. But
Yeah, so, you know, basically, to me, whether this cheater decides to get counseling or not, finding good, and then, you know, when you love somebody, you just can't stop loving that person
Yeah.
Go
overnight.
off like
Yeah.
a
You
light
can't,
switch, right?
yeah, you can't help how you feeling. But, you know, once you get in and go for the counseling yourself and see really what's going on with you, then you'll be able to give yourself strength for you to do what you need to do for
to
yourself.
weigh it out,
And see
weigh
if
the
it's really,
decision out.
Yeah.
yeah, instead of just jumping up and saying, what? You don't care nothing about me? You mean to tell me you're not gonna go to counseling? Well, we all have different needs. My need right now, really, for you to prove that you really care about me, I'm saying if you go to counseling, that's my need. This is showing me that you really
Yeah.
do care about
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and you do care about the relationship. But that might not be the condition with him. His need might be, I don't want these people in my business.
true.
I don't want nobody knowing. I don't know who they gonna tell, or you
Yeah,
know, this
yeah.
type of thing. So you kind of got to look at it
from both
from both
stands.
standpoints.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, of who's needing what, and the whole thing came down to, anyway, why the situation was how it
Because they
was
needed something.
somebody needed something that they didn't get.
Yes, that's what it's all
So
about.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's
a
what
need
the whole
that
thing.
wasn't met.
Yeah. And even too, at the same time, I understand when you're saying that, far as in, like, say, for the male or maybe the female don't want people in their business. They need to talk to someone maybe they trust.
Yes.
They could talk to their imam. They could talk to their pastor. You know, they could talk to several people you don't have to actually go to a counseling
Right.
center.
Right.
You know, it's different people that can give you different views of how it feel. Maybe what might be suitable for me might not be suitable for you. I don't feel like talking in front of him or her, but I feel comfortable with my email. You know, so it's different things how a person can actually be comfortable of who it is who they're talking to, not sitting on the couch. Oh, well, he did this and that to me, girl, this and that, or she did this and that to me, and close up. You know, so just actually trust that person who you're talking to, know that person who you're talking to, and actually, I think it'll actually be better and comfortable for both for the parts.
But what do you say to someone who disagrees with what it is that you want to be done to make it better? What if they have something else that they would like to do, that they're willing to do, and it's not counseling? You know what I mean? What do you say to another option or something else?
As long as it's
Something working towards.
Yes, as long as it's going to get whatever the goal is.
Exactly.
No matter what road you go down to
You
get to
get to
that
it.
goal, long as that goal is met.
So, but I'm saying, you know, some women will take offense to the fact that he doesn't want to do exactly what they want them to do. You know, and then they shut down, and then you got mess on top of mess, problems on top of problems.
Right.
So I think the options should be there for both of them, female or male, whatever the situation is. It should be there. You know, don't shut down. Be like, oh, you don't love me because you don't do this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
I think the options should be there for them to get out what it is that they need to get out, especially being a person that's hurt somebody.
Yeah.
You know, that's already difficult enough. You know that you brought pain to somebody whom you love. You know, so I think the options are really good to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, alternatives are really good, you know, because we're different.
Yes.
And we see things differently.
Yes.
And what works for me might not work for you.
And we have
Exactly.
different
Yeah,
needs,
right.
right?
We have different needs.
So-
And so whatever the goal is to keep this relationship together.
By any means
Yeah.
So
necessary.
so whatever way that it takes for us to do that, be it, okay, so you don't want to go to counseling. Okay. Well, I guess you do love me, but it's kind of hard, baby, to
For
really
me to
realize
believe that
that
and
you
feel that
believe
right
that,
now.
you know, right now. But them tears coming out your eyes is telling me something's going on with you.
Yes.
You know, because you a man, you just don't drop tears like that. So I guess you is true.
Or
So we
feeling
need to
some type
figure
of
out
remorse
some
about
kind of way.
something, right?
So, yeah. So I guess it don't always have to be black and white.
Yeah.
There is two
Middle ground.
Middle ground. Middle ground. So you know, he stopped going to counseling. So I guess it's all right. Some will work out as long as you really, really care about each other. It'll work out. It'll work out. But it ain't gonna work out if somebody needs some help.
And they refused it.
But the main thing here is, baby, you can't work on nobody but
But
you.
yourself.
You can't change nobody but you.
yourself.
That's right.
So it's about you really basically in the end. Work on you. And then that way, you won't be pulling them cheaters. I don't care if you had the cheater for 50 years. You pulled him. And you probably was pulling cheaters when you was in preschool or in, you know, in high school or whatever. You know, you might didn't get with them. But they were some scandalous cheaters. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to work on you. You got to work on you. And the bottom line is the only person you can change
Is
is
yourself.
Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll come right back to you.
Time for us to be alert what's going on around us. Election time is right around the corner. They want President Obama out of office.
The only way we can prevent it is to vote.
Yeah, vote.
We're young,
But we're alert. We can't vote because our age restriction.
but you can't.
You're 18 years old and registered. Wait until it's time. It doesn't matter if you're an ex-felon.
Your vote counts.
Register today. Follow the campaign now.
Our president needs us.
Register today. They want to change.
The change.
Vote for me. Vote for me.
Vote for me.
Vote for us.
With consistency comes achievement.
Okay, we're back from our break now, and we're going to take it up where we left from. I was saying that at the end of the day, basically the only person you can change is yourself. And that whether your spouse went for counseling or not, that I would go for counseling to see what it is within me that has put me in the situation that I'm in.
Okay.
And to me, that's how it is for me.
Yeah. Just for me, my opinion. That's what we're keeping it real right now.
Keeping it real talk.
You know, for my opinion, I basically think it takes two persons to work out a relationship, not one. So say for instance, you're going to counseling and trying to figure out why are you attracting these men to you or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it takes two people to work out a relationship, not one. So even though you're figuring out that what draws men to you or whatever the case may be, and now you're figuring it out, and if you still want to be in that relationship with that person, at the same time, it takes two people. What if he doesn't want to do it? You know, he refused to go to counseling. So how is he going to work on himself? I worked on myself. I understand how I'm feeling. And, you know, now I know what I'm looking for, what I need or whatever. What about him? He refused to go to counseling. So he doesn't know what he needs or whatever the case may be. It takes two persons to work out a relationship, not just one.
So you're saying that in order for this relationship to be a relationship, he needs to be working in the relationship.
Yeah.
You're saying that by you working on yourself is not going to help that relationship. Well, I don't agree with that because I believe that with my change will bring change. If I work on myself and really see what's going on with me, I don't know what it was that I was doing that had him acting the way he was acting. Or wasn't doing. That him hacked. But this is my belief that change, my change will bring change, and that change period will bring change. Now, I hear you saying that, from what you're saying too, it's like both ways. What do you think about that?
It takes two to be in a relationship, two to work at a relationship. I agree with that. I agree with that in the sense that you just can't be doing everything yourself and just thinking that everything's going to be peachy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That other person is included in a relationship. So in this case, he's been cheated or she's been cheated. Well, what led you to cheat? And we need to get to the heart and the bottom of that. And which way we're going to do it, I think that it takes two, whether it's counseling, whether it's we're sitting down with each other, we're sitting down with our imams, our rabbis, or whatever, you know, leaders in our spiritual guidance, whatever have you. I think it takes two. Now, to just sit there and give a demand and say that you have to do this because this means that you love me, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair. I mean, because everybody don't share their feelings the way you do. Everybody don't take from others, you know, well, and say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply this here. No, no. I mean, realistically speaking, if it's not an option, what do you expect? If they can't do it the way they want to do it, you know, what if they want to do it their way? You know, I mean, at the end of the day, they're trying. They're putting the best foot forward to try to make it better, you know? So then the rest is left to be seen.
Well, I hear you. I hear both of you guys. And at the end of the day, basically for me, I don't really, I understand that this is a relationship, but the way I'm looking at it me, that my change will bring change.
Yeah.
And basically at the end of the day, it's like after I've taken care of myself and seen the change has changed and see if it changes, if he changes, if the situation changes, if the situation continues to be the same, then I have a choice on whether I want to stay in the situation or not, or whether regardless to whether he goes to counseling or not. To me, at the end of the day, I've taken care of me, and I know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make my decision from that.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. You know, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Real talk right there.
Okay. So we have the other subject here is how would you feel if your daughter or your son put a revealing picture on the internet? how would that make you feel?
Me? Me personally, it would hurt because I taught all my children to love themselves and to not to follow what what society is in. And to me, you need to love yourself. But I guess it all depends on the age of the child. Even though it would still hurt, because regardless of what age it is, because I'm like, are you serious? Did you just put yourself on the internet like that? I raised you right, But at the same time, when it comes to how old you are, now you have to deal with the consequences, what comes with it. You did it, so you have to come to consequences. But for me, it would hurt. It would hurt me because I would thought I raised you better than putting a revealing picture of yourself on the internet. So to me, it would actually hurt me. And then at the end of the day, it's them. It's them too. But at the same time, it would hurt me because I would think I raised you better than that. But at the end of the day, like we both all said, that it's them. They have to go through it. It's not me, So, only thing I can do is tell you something, and it's for you, So you have to deal with the consequences that come with it. If you're young now and maybe you want to be a senator or a president or anything that comes with the doctor, there it goes, coming right back to you. So, you have to basically realize what I'm saying and take it to heed.
Latoya?
I agree with everything she just said, but at the same time, it's for that person. I know that I've raised you, right? I've given you values and morals. And if you don't apply them to your life, then that shame ain't on me.
That's right.
That shame, it's not mine.
That's right.
And so it's for that person. I think a lot of times that children, they do these things based on the fact that they're following people, that's the talk in their cliques and their groups and what they're going through in their society at school and with their peers. And a lot of them just fall into I want to do what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing, not weighing it out, because children don't weigh things out all the time. You know what I'm saying? And saying that this could come back and bite me in my behind.
Oh, yeah.
Or I could get in trouble for this.
Yeah.
Or, not even so much in trouble, but get the people around you in your world get to talking about you. Oh, you're loose, or you're not carrying yourself like you should. And, they're running around talking, they're getting stressed out, wanting to stop school. The decision that they made was a poor decision. The question is, how do we get past that?
Oh, yeah.
To me, the question is, to me, that would hurt me. That would hurt me. First, I'm shocked at the fact, because I have not raised you this way. So number one, I'm shocked, then I'm hurt, and now I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed, shocked, and hurt. Now, what that tells me, for me, I need to look into me and see what's going on here with me, because now I'm feeling this way. So what was I needing out of this whole situation? What didn't I get that I should have gotten that from this? For me, I trusted you. I never would have thought that you would have done something like that. But then again, too, at the end of the day, all I can do is tell you, teach you, lead you. And it's up to you. I can take you to some water, give you this water, but I can't make you drink this water.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, I have to understand that it's nothing that I did. Everybody has their own role to hoe. All I can do is just guide you. I can't make you do nothing. As much as I want to, because what I see is I want to protect you from this world. I don't want all of this stuff coming in on you, and I want to protect you. I'm your protector, and I need to be able to trust that you're going to consider and apply what I'm teaching you. That's my need. And then when it's not met, that disappoints me and it hurts me and it shocks me. you know, but at the end of the day,
The decision is
the
theirs.
decision is yours, because at the end of the day, when you hit that ground, ain't nobody gonna be down there but just you. Ain't nobody gonna be there but you, baby. You.
You and
at
your
the end of the
deeds.
day, your good deeds and your bad deeds.
So at the same time, I hear what, you know, each and every one of us is saying, but then too, you actually play a part, whether it's a celebrity. If you're a celebrity and your daughter, or say you're the president, you're the president and your daughter is putting a revealing picture of herself out there. Now you brought shame, not just shame to your family, but you put other people in your business for the simple fact that maybe your dad might lose the election for something that you did. So, you know, you have to basically be wise enough to not want to do that, and you know, because you're not just putting a shame to yourself or disappointing, you're disappointing the whole entire family.
You know, too, but to
at
me,
the same
that, yeah, go
time-
ahead, go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
go ahead.
But at the same time, it could be disappointing and all that, but the shame is not for them. You can't fault me for what he or she does unless I lead them wrong.
Yes.
Unless I don't give them what it
Yes.
is that they need.
Yes.
If I don't do that, well then, I mean, you know, hey, I do carry some of that, you know, but if I'm giving them, I'm leading by example. I'm not just talking. I'm leading by example, and I'm giving it to them too. You know, well then, you know, only thing I need to figure out at that point in time, I would think is, why is my child doing this? You know, what's going on with you? What needs are not being met with you? You know what I'm saying? That's the next thing. You know, what led you to do this? Someone who knows right from wrong, who, you know, is so strong, you know, appear to be, but she's so fragile to the peer pressure.
That peer pressure, I tell you,
something else.
It's just like we were saying last week. Peer pressure is really something. It's something for children.
Yes.
So it's something for anybody. It's something for adults. You have to be a very strong person to survive what other people think.
Yes.
Because a lot of people worry about whatever other people think. And I read this book one time. It said, "What you think about me ain't none of my business."
Huh.
And it ain't.
So
It
keep
is
it to
not. So
yourself.
keep
If you
it
don't
to
have
yourself.
anything good to say, don't say nothing at all.
You know, but then too, the embarrassment of the fact that this child has revealed herself on the screen or whatever. It's embarrassment for that person that trusted that you've raised this child not to do this thing. But then again, too, we got to look at what was this child needing, and then all again too. At the end of the day, you can take somebody somewhere, but you can't make them do nothing. Everybody got to learn from their mistakes, because we are all human and we're gonna make mistakes. I can think back, but me, no, I ain't gonna tell that lie. I might have stole a popsicle one time in my whole life. These whole 63 years, I ain't stole nothing but one popsicle. I felt so bad that I never ever did that again. But it's some people that wouldn't faze them.
Yeah.
And so they'll continue until it's something hits them that clicks in them, because I had what I was taught. I got it. I was brought up in this, and it's in me.
Yeah.
But I got to run my course too.
Yes.
You know, I might have been holding something down. I might have wanted to be just like everybody else. Ain't nobody else looking like this here.
Yeah.
So I want to get out there and see what it's like too. But then at the end of the day, what I was taught will come back when
Yes.
it's if
Yes,
it
if
ain't
it's
the end.
Yes,
You know?
if it's in them, they'll apply it one day, sooner or later.
Yeah.
But we're basically like, we're still, all of us are stating our opinion as in child wise.
Yeah.
But what 25, 27, 30, you know, so it's not just child wise, it's basically them, age.
Yeah.
What then? Even though we all know what our parents taught us
I
too.
think that goes back to what Amina said. You got to work on yourself.
Yeah.
You got to see what needs need to be met within yourself. You know, what is it that you need? Why are you going around showing your body off to everybody? You probably need a husband. I'm just saying.
you know,
You probably need a husband, you know.
Or you got some issues that you need to take
you know,
care of, you know?
What's going on? You got
Really?
self-esteem issues, you know. Whatever it is, it's for that individual to come to conclude.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I'm going through. I need some help, or why am I doing these things? You know, I need somebody to help me go back into my childhood. Maybe it's something deeply rooted that is causing me to do the things that I'm doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. It
But
all
then,
goes back.
too, at the same time, we're all still just stating our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, media.
Oh, it plays a big role.
So you know, it's
I
plays a
want
big
to
role.
not be liked. I want to be liked. I want to have friends.
No.
And if
It should
are
be.
we talking about why you do what you do, or because most people consider what other people think. They worry about what somebody else is thinking about them.
Yeah.
That's their main goal. You
So
know
that's
what?
self-esteem issues.
Yes.
But then too, at the same time, we can basically say what they think. But society, basically, we're just 3 out of 100,000 million are speaking our opinion of what we agree. But really, what society thinks. Not like you care. I don't care about what society think about me. But I'm just saying,
For the youth.
for not just youth, just individual. The society will beat you up. Like I went back to being a president. If you're the president and your daughter does something like this, or your son does something like this, I understand it. And out of the whole exactly worldwide, it's gonna be some that disagree or whatever. Then you're gonna have some,
Maybe.
but it's just that person's basically.
So
you
you're
see,
saying that person has ruined that person's chance
Yeah.
to get, but you know what? What's for them is for them.
yeah, that's right.
What's for them is for them. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
It does not matter if you did this, she did that. If it's for me to win this election, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
If
then
it's
that's
not,
what.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't fault what the next person does to say that it's mine. You know what I mean? Or that's the reason why I don't get this, or that's the reason why I don't get that.
Right.
At the end of the day,
It's
it is yours or it's not.
It's
And
either
if
or.
the people want to fault him
Yeah.
for what his child has done, shame on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say shame on them.
Or even the basketball player. We just put in different perspectives, far as in basketball
Celebrities
players,
and-
just celebrities all together. So
Okay.
we're not just actually just stating anything about. We're just basically saying different roles when you grow up. Basically, when you grow up and you're gonna have to fall back on what you did when you're in high school and you do something. Basically, when you're in high school and you do something, it's going to come back to you, whether it's in college or adulthood. So whatever you do, it's going to always have to come back to you. That's where I'm trying to say.
Basically, yeah, basically that your past will follow you.
Yeah, that-
So
or
you need to
catch
be
back
sure.
up with you.
You need to make sure that what you do is make sure that you're cleaned up, because if you get into the public's eye, they digging for dirt, and they're going to dig deep
Oh,
until
yeah.
they
That's what
find
they
some
do.
dirt, and that's what they do because they want to find something on you, and if they can't, hey, it's all
In some
good.
cases.
But everybody got. Hey,
Got some
everybody
bones in the
got,
closet.
yeah, something hid back
Yeah.
there. Okay, guys, this has been nice, and we're going to go ahead and close our program for today, and we'll see you guys next week. Real talk.